Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dual Screens Cross-Play Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana, and with me, he's over there. He's right there in that other box. He's Andy Esimakis. How are you, Andy?
I had another weird revelation this week, Stephen.
Oh, okay. Was it a Resident Evil Revelations?
It was not.
It an Assassin's Creed Revelations?
It's something a little bit more current than my whole Zelda 2 fiasco from last week.
Okay.
I had no idea until I want to say yesterday.
Yes.
That the Gears of War franchise is now just called Gears.
Yep.
So like Gears 5.
Yep.
It's just called Gears 5. It's not Gears of War 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like the full title is Gears 5.
Right.
And I'm just like, why would you do that to the name?
I don't know if you know this, Andy.
Because everyone calls it Gears.
I don't know.
So
I don't know if you know this, Andy.
Sure.
But
tell
Naughty Dog is currently developing the last 3.
Not of us.
No, just the last 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dual Screens Crossplayed Podcast, the internet's #1 gaming news podcast starring 2 dudes you've never heard of, probably. The show posts each and every Tuesday or Wednesday, or I guess whenever the hell we're not feeling gross, on your favorite podcast service of choice. And of course, we record live on twitch.tv/dual screens stream. So give us a follow over there so you could be alerted when we go live. You could be a part of the show in the chat and also in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/DS podcasts. And if you want to help us out, Andy, it's very simple. Anyone could do it. Anyone could do it. It's so easy to help us out. Go to patreon.com/NDS podcast. That's it. It's so easy. You go there and there's going to be a smorgasbord of things for you to choose. And as little as $1 gets you into our VIP Discord, where we have officially, Andy, I don't know if you know this, but we've officially put Buzz Killington on probation.
Oh shit, what happened today?
Today was it was technically yesterday, was a special day for Buzz Killington. And
what did he do?
He He decided
what doesn't he do?
He decided that Apex Legends is a dead game, and there was a whole argument about it, and he's now on probation. So he's on probation. That's just how it is. And we're gonna move on from there. He's very close to losing his mod status. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
Yes, very close. But we want to thank our Patreon producers, Colton the Apprentice Nestler, Vegas Girl on Fire, and FNH Paul. Which, by the way, here's some news. I will be on FNH Paul's podcast. That's right. He has a podcast called Nostalgia on the Rocks. And it's with probably Oliver and FNH Paul, where we make ourselves a nice little mixed drink and talk about, nostalgia and all other kinds of stuff. And I think the topic for this show is going to be about branding, yourself and how you brand whatever, which is great because I would love to learn. I'm certainly not an expert at it, but we are doing that. So I'm going to be doing that live on twitch.tv/FNHPaul on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So please feel free to go over there and do that. Also, Andy, I am in the middle of my August co-streamathon. I don't know if I've told you this.
Is that a thing that happens in August exclusively?
It is now going to be an August thing. And I have a full ass calendar.
I saw the full ass calendar,
of co-streams. We did one with Green Man streaming, which was an absolute blast. That was on Monday, and tonight, right after this show, I will be over with twitch.tv/Jabberjaw. That's Jabber with no E, JABBR, Jabberjaw, and we're gonna play some Splitgate if the servers do allow it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Splitgate,
it's a segue.
Andy, what have you been playing? Because I've been playing some Splitgate.
Yeah, I've been playing some old shit because I don't know why I like playing old shit so much.
Okay, well,
so something happened this weekend. I was listening to a 3.5 hour video essay about Metal Gear Solid 4, which was hilarious.
Was that the Snyder cut?
Yeah. And I was like, man, I really love these games. And then I started playing Metal Gear Solid 2 again, and then Metal Gear Solid 1 in bed. And then I played Zelda 2 because it was in my mind a lot. So that's old shit. And then I played The Ascent.
Okay.
And it's a game that I'm really glad is on Game Pass because
I was not impressed with what I saw.
I would have been
mad
to give that game money because it didn't it didn't latch on the way I wanted it to.
It just looks like it's a early access type game. Like it looks like it just has some issues it needs to like iron out and some mechanics that need to be kind of
whoever is in charge of the art direction of that game and the graphics of that game should get like a promotion and like a pay raise, because that is carrying the game for a lot of people. It looks so good.
It looks really good. It looks nice and wet.
Right, but like a lot of stuff just feels archaic and clunky and outdated.
Sure.
And I was like, this is turn me off. Goodbye.
Sure.
Uninstall this and go back to playing Death's Door for a little bit. And then more Yakuza is amazing.
Yakuza.
Super Japanese and
Japan. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Oh, and I played some Death Trash.
Me too.
Right, and that's coming up on the show, on the podcast, on the Dual Screens podcast.
Dual Screens podcast this Friday coming out. Death Trash. Yes, it sounds it's as ridiculous as it sounds, but it's also really good.
Really good.
Well, so far, anyway. But both Splitgate and The Ascent are going to be in our indie news update. But Andy, I rolled credits on Biomutant.
Holy shit! You finished the game.
I did. I feel
like it's been a while since that happened for you.
It has been.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Definitely. I feel really good about it because I mean I was going through the trophies. I'm like, oh, I could definitely platinum this if I really wanted to. Like, I feel like I should move on to the next game, but my overall thoughts, like now that it's done and I put it away and it's going to be deleted off the hard drive once I make a decision that I'm not going to go after the platinum. It is probably the easiest 7.5 out of 10 you could give any game ever. Like, that game has so much going for it, mechanically, visually, world-wise, just everything, except its depth of combat and its leveling system. It's just, unless you're switching, like, you know how in games you have your different play style. You could do dual wielding, you could do heavy weapons, you could do whatever. There's all different types of, like, this has that. But all of the things you unlock for that style of combat can be unlocked in about 20 minutes of you just leveling up, getting points, and then spending the points in that. But you never get anything else for that style ever again. Like, you can unlock everything about it, and it's basically just like 3 different moves you can do, and that's it. And there's no weapon switching on the fly. Like, if they did something like God of War, or even Horizon, where you could kind of like switch your weapons in like as you're in a combo or something like that. Maybe God of War is probably the better analog, but if you were able to do something like that and really expand the combos, it would have been so much better. But it was basically, oh, I like dual wielding, so I played with the same 2 combos, which I maxed out the leveling tree of that style. You max it out in like 20 minutes, and then you're done. And so, like, I was like, all right, well, I want to try something different. So I found a really cool weapon, which I think is the best part of the game, the weapons and the scavenging system. Like, all of that stuff, like crafting and all that, really reminds me of Dark Cloud a lot. And I really like that about it. But I got a really cool, like, flaming like two-hand sword, and like lighting dudes on fire. It's really cool. But then I'm like, all right, I have some points saved. I might as well just unlock the 2 moves the only 2 moves I could have, which is square, square, triangle, and like a jump, square, square, or whatever it is. And like, okay, I did it. Yay, we're done. So the combat is a little monotonous, but it looks pretty and it's a lot of fun to do. I just wish they would expand on that quite a bit, but it's, I recommend it to anybody who likes open world stuff and likes to just shut off their brain and just have a good time. But let's get back into some Splitgate and The Ascent, because Andy, there's some indie news, and why don't I start us off here?
You want to go into the Splitgate news?
I do.
You do.
I do.
I see that it's on your mind.
It is on my mind.
Yeah.
But it's not opening. There it is. Now it's opening. Okay. So, Splitgate.
Yeah.
Wait times. Splitgate exploded, Andy.
It really did.
It went on console. Now, we knew it because Flashback.
We always know it.
Flashback.
We
called it, and we had them on the show before they exploded. I think we were there for their announcement of it coming to consoles.
This is why we always ask, when you buy your yacht, what are you going to name it? How many yachts you're going to buy? Because we know that when a yacht is in your future.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of game that's yacht worthy.
So they went from, I think, 400 concurrent players where they were just on Steam to well over 100,000. They are right now steady. I believe today they said they were steady at 50K. Like 50K is like a straight line of players, but they jump up over 100,000 depending on the time of day. I think they actually hit 200,000 at one point when they first launched. Their servers just blew up. They were like, nope, not doing this. And it's not as simple as just turning on more servers. Like, there's a lot of shit that goes into all of that. Yeah,
they can't just buy more servers.
They can't just be like, here's a server. So great news for Splitgate. I hope that the server times and the waits are forgiven by the player base, because they do deserve. If there's ever a game that deserves your battle pass money, it's Splitgate. Splitgate is a fantastic thing, and I'm going to be playing that tonight with Jabberjaw, as I mentioned at the top of the show. The Tribes of Midgard, sneaking this one in here. I want to play this game so bad, but it's slipped through the cracks this week.
It did, me too.
But this is definitely on my list. 250,000 players, Andy?
I know, in like a week.
Wow. That's amazing.
Pretty damn good.
And the Ascent also seemed to have made money.
Yeah, it made $5 million opening weekend, which I think is do we do that for games? Opening weekend? Is that a term we use to describe video games?
It is when you're dying for news.
I know. I was like, what?
Opening weekend?
I was like, what is this weird?
Coming soon to a Game Pass near you.
I've seen like launch day sales, but I've never seen or the first. Yeah, I've never seen.
Well, Nintendo used to do it. Nintendo would do through the weekend, like they would do Thursday or Friday through Sunday.
Sure.
Because they would have their report on
Mondays. Would they release games on Friday?
Yeah, they would release on Friday. Yeah.
Right.
For the whole Switch.
This game was on a Tuesday though.
Yeah.
Came out on a Tuesday.
So do they count Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
I don't know.
and Sunday as the weekend?
It's opening weekend, Steven. Opening weekend.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And one last thing.
This is great.
Also we called it.
Yes, we did.
Happy Bean Day. It's Fall Guys' first anniversary. Another game that we knew.
We knew it.
Gonna be magical.
People were like, who are these guys? Why are you doing the show?
You're playing as a bean. I'm gonna pass on that.
This is a rip-off of the other game with the beans and the
It's exactly what they sound like.
Yeah. Oh, another battle royale.
I was expecting like a Switch or a Xbox port announced today with this 1 year thing. But I'm wondering, when's that gonna happen? I know it's coming down at some point.
Didn't Sony put a kibosh on the Xbox version of this?
Did they? Oh, stop it.
Didn't it get kicked down the road? Yeah. I thought it got kicked down the road. I don't know. I could be completely making that up.
Making it up. I think you are.
I mean, I could be. But yes, happy Bean Day. We love them. And hopefully we can get them back on the show. That would be really great.
I know, when they're not ass busy.
Super ass busy.
Busy.
So Splitgate's making a butt ton of money. Tribes of Midgard making a butt ton of money. The Ascent making a butt ton of money. We know that Mediatonic over there is just swimming in scot holes. We know that. But there were a lot of earnings calls and a lot of shit going on because the quarter has just ended.
Oh, yeah.
Andy, take us into Sony's earnings call. This is the most profitable Q1 of Sony's PlayStation's entire existence.
There's a lot to pick apart with this earnings call, and these there's a bajillion graphs.
Give me the bullet points.
Through it.
Give me the bullet points.
I'm gonna go through the point by point thing, the highlights, the best of the greatest hits of this earnings report.
Yes.
Okay. Well, first off, it was the most profitable Q1 ever in gaming history across
all of gaming history.
All of it in the entire industry.
That's okay.
Software sales were 71% digital, which I think is a staggering metric.
It's a lot of metric.
It's high up there. PlayStation is Sony Corp's biggest profit driver, accounting for 30% of the company's overall profits.
Surprise me at all.
This is a fun one. Now, shipments for PS5s were lower than PS4s during the first Q1, about 500K shy.
500,000. Okay.
Yeah, but the higher sell-through rate is on the PS5 side. So while the PS5 is shipping a little less, they sell out instantly, and the PS4 at the same time
available. Yeah,
they were on the stock.
I do remember that. I do remember you able to get a PS4 pretty easily in the beginning of that life cycle.
Right. And a few more things I want to say here for key takeaways. Oh, PS Plus subscribers took a bit of a hit.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah, yeah.
Bit
Well,
of
they've had some terrible months. Like some of these
Have
months
they?
have been, yeah.
I mean, January, I think they had some strong months. You know,
They did.
Control.
At the beginning of PS5, they absolutely did, and then they shit themselves.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, where that ding came from. If it's like mainly a COVID thing, like, are folks,
what I
like,
think?
They bought it for a year. Like, all right, I'm done with it for the 1 year.
It's possible, but I think
this.
another thing might be that they bungled the, upgrade situation for PS4 to PS5, and like a lot of games that were coming out were PS4 versions that you could play on PS5, but they weren't the upscaled PS5 versions, because if you wanted that, you had to buy the PS5 version. Looking at you, Square. So like they kind of fucked that up a little bit. So maybe people were just like, listen, if I'm not going to get PS5 games, I might as well, like, I don't need this. I don't want to play PS4 games. So like they had a little bit of an issue with that. This year. So the biggest one, I don't know if you're gonna hit that. Are you gonna go through?
I have two more I want to hit.
Okay, go ahead.
That there's enough chips to fulfill the PS5 supply plans for the rest of the year.
Yeah, well,
so they want to make 15 or have 50 million sold by, I think, next fiscal year or some shit like that.
Hey Sony, we don't give a shit about what your plans are. How about fulfill demand?
Right. The demand is too high.
Yeah. You're saying you're going to fulfill your quota. What about the human beings that are trying to buy this fucking thing?
They're basing that number on the current demand.
No, they're not. There's no way they are. Do you think that they sit there and they monitor how many people are trying to buy one on Best Buy when the fucking website crashes over and over and over again? Do you think they're monitoring how many times how many people are waiting hitting refresh on their browser?
They have a sense.
They don't have shit. They have nothing.
And
they've been so off on all of this, Andy. Stop cutting them slack.
No, I'm not cutting slack. I'm just saying that number is based on actual data.
Yeah, data they fabricate to make this look sexy. I get it. It's an investor call. I got it. Go ahead. Right. What's the last bit?
Is that the standard edition PS5 is now breaking even sales wise. They're
not losing money
anymore.
Loss. Now, one of the big things that popped out at me was digital sales making up of like 71% of their game sales, but also that their game sales have took a nosedive.
Oh, especially in the first party games.
Yeah, first party games. I mean, there weren't a ton that came out, but they also took a nosedive compared to Q1 of last year. Not last gen, but last year. So there were some. I mean, they still made money hand over fist, but they also didn't have a very good software, which we expect to turn around once all their games start coming out and everything like that. Oh man! All right. Well, let's get into this. Let's get into Blizzard and Activision. I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Me either.
They had a call also today where they essentially avoided. They were talking out of both sides of their mouth. I don't know if you like read that.
Yeah, I did read some of this, and I'm just so over this company at this point.
They were saying, "Oh, we take this very seriously." Also, Call of Duty's coming out in a few months, and don't like their investors were asking them questions like, "How is this affecting the pipeline with all these accusations and people stepping down?" Which we'll get into in a moment, and they basically were like, "Oh, it's not." So,
yeah.
So okay, as long as so our money as investors is okay with there's no effect to you whatsoever.
Maybe, but we'll just have a class action lawsuit.
So Blizzard president J. Allen Brack left the company. Just was like, "I'm out." Hit send all. And then turned on his away notifications.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I feel it's like the sacrificial lamb is just, oh, look, we did something to appease the angry mob. That change is coming, hopefully.
I would not be surprised if the next person who resigned just ends up unlifing themselves, because the bad press that came to, like, I could not imagine. And I don't wish that on anybody. I'm just saying this is like the worst. A human resource executive, Jesse Meshuk, also left the company. One of the most senior people, officer at Blizzard, and the unit's top HR representative. As someone who's super critical of HR, like I have been, I don't know how you get another job in HR with what is accused of going on in a company you were the most senior person of. Like, I could never work in HR again, even if I had nothing to do with it. If I knew, if I am completely innocent of this and these accusations never crossed my desk,
right?
I could never work in that ever again.
No,
It would be like the architect that designed the building that collapsed in Florida.
Right.
Like,
was that you guys?
No, it wasn't. We're not an architect. I'm not an architect. But like, if they found out that it was purposefully built incorrectly, like, or designed incorrectly, like, how could you be an architect ever again? Right. I would never, like, being responsible for that kind of destruction. Like, whatever. It's probably a bad analogy, but what I'm trying to say is, like, what if this doesn't prove that HR is not for you? Like, they don't give a shit
People
about
need to
you.
Understand that by now. You really have to understand that at this point, that they're made to protect other people and not you.
Yeah. Now.
Oh yeah, and also, in all this nonsense, Diablo Immortal got delayed.
Yes, that happened as well, which is just ridiculous.
Which is just like the parfait on the shit sundae.
I added a little story because I just want to touch on this one, which I think is hilarious. Remember that company that sued Steam or Valve, whatever, for stealing their patent for the Steam controller?
Oh yes.
They are suing again. They want because they won. By the way, they won that lawsuit.
They won, and they're suing again.
They're suing again to cover attorney fees.
It sounds a little hype.
So now they want an additional $6.5 million.
They just want to cover all those attorney fees.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
Stop infringing on people's patents.
A lot of shit going down.
A lot of stuff going down. A lot of stuff going down. And this other one that I snuck in here as well, I think is a really cool story.
I see it.
Halo Infinite.
Was
huge. Huge this past week.
I was a little jelly this past weekend because it looks like the new hotness, and I want it.
Certainly looks like Halo. That's a good thing. Like, I'm not saying that as a bad thing.
I don't know, but just the way you said it.
Yeah, it definitely, which is more than what I can say for Halo 5 or whatever the hell that other game was.
Those didn't look like Halo. Yeah, so a battle royale file was discovered during the technical test.
Yeah.
And sure.
Do we need that?
I don't know.
I know. So there are a lot of hardcore Halo people.
Don't we need it is the better question.
Like, the thing about Halo is that it's frantic. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Like, shoot, die, shoot, die, shoot, die, shoot. Like, that's the fun of it. It's arcadey. Like, that's what makes it so much fun. Is Battle Royale like something people are clamoring for in this universe? I'm just curious because I'm not a huge Halo fan. So I'm wondering if, like, the Halo community or if the Battle Royale community wants a Halo-esque Battle Royale. What would that look like? Would that look like your traditional... Would it be squad based? Would it be solo based? Would it be, loadout based? I'm curious to know what that would look like. Or is it pick up weapons as you go? I don't know.
I just feel like, it's one of those things where it's more of a response to what's going on in the industry and in the FPS genre, as it were.
Yeah.
Apex does so well, Fortnite, and then you have Warzone, for example. It's like, all right, well, we got to put this into our game somehow.
Right.
As long as it's fun and it tries to be innovative, it's not just the same old formula that other games do, I'm all for it. But I'm not going to play Halo for Battle Royale. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I there's something attractive in a Battle Royale from a viewer perspective. Like, watching somebody play a Battle Royale to me is a lot of entertainment. Because you learn the game's mechanics. You can see how other people strategize. Typically, it has a lot of action, depending on the streamer.
Yeah,
but it's a really entertaining thing. I don't know if watching just straight up Halo multiplayer is as entertaining. It's much more fun to play than it is to watch, I think. So I'm maybe they also want to be in that zeitgeist of like the Battle Royale situation. Just be part of the conversation.
To capture both, like
no, just to be part of the conversation. Yeah.
Sure.
But does it have to be good? Probably. Like you don't want to come out and be like,
listen, I don't think Halo needs this, but if it's done well and executed properly and it's entertaining in some way, then fine.
Yeah. Buzz says in the chat that Major League Gaming started with Halo multiplayer. I do remember that, but I really remember everything kind of blowing up from MLG with like the Overwatch League and League of Legends. Like I remember that being when it really went banana. Mm-hmm. Like professional teams like being sponsored or like by Madison Square Garden. Like that was Overwatch, I think, that really exploded. So like Halo in my mind, that was when it was still kind of niche, but yeah, I do know that it was big. But for me, I don't know. For me, it's not as entertaining. Like, and I feel the same way about Call of Duty multiplayer. I don't find that as entertaining to watch as it is to play. But we'll see what happens here. We're going a little long. Andy, what's going on with this? Why don't you take this news story, this last one, to Take-Two?
This is weird, but interesting at the same time.
Okay.
So Take-Two had some remarks on Game Pass, which echo thoughts, I think, from last year. It's like the same exact thoughts, more or less. Take-Two, Xbox Game Pass style services don't make sense for frontline titles, says the company that sells 150 million copies of GTA 5 and whatever bajillion copies of Red Dead 2. Of course you're going to think that way, Take-Two. Of course you want those juicy ass sales. Of course it doesn't apply to your business model. I don't know why they're even chiming in on Game Pass at all, to be honest. But
they were probably just asked about it, like, why do you ever plan on putting your games on a platform?
So here's the full quote. I think catalog can make sense for publishers. It could make sense for consumers who are avid, who really want access to a lot of product. But if you're getting into frontline product, then the economics are much more difficult to make sense of. And remember, consumers who are involved with interactive entertainment have different consumption patterns than those involved with linear entertainment. Okay, I mean, I kind of get the idea. Like, you don't want to put like your heavy hitters up on a service that will make them quote unquote free for a lot of people, especially when they cost a lot of money to make and you know they can make you a lot of money in return.
Yeah,
I get it. But on the Game Pass side for Microsoft, they have 23 studios to spread the love all over Game Pass.
Right.
And when you have that many people dumping in content into a service, not to mention third-party partners, second-party partners, all these deals happening at once, that makes a lot of sense for them to do. Not so much for Take-Two. That makes like one game a year.
Yeah, I mean, Take-Two would be probably closer to like, well, they make even less, but it would be like EA Play or Uplay, whatever the hell they're doing.
You know,
like they have their own little services too.
It makes me wonder, what did Microsoft pay Take-Two to get Red Dead 2 onto Game Pass? Ditto for PS Now as well.
You know what?
I would be.
I would not be shocked if they were like, if Take-Two approached them and we're like, listen,
hey, can you
we'll give you this for 3 months. Right. Because they just want to get you. They just want to give you your first hit. They want you to just try it. Just try that GTA 5. Just try it.
Listen, here's a game we have no trouble selling. Can you put it on your platform, on your service for us, please?
There's a lot of 12-year-olds that are looking.
You give us $50 million. You put it on your Game Pass for a week. Yeah, it's a win-win.
No. I don't even think they want money. I think they're just like,
no.
They just want.
Think they did? You think they had it? So like, then again, those games you can't just do one and done with them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like the long con.
That's what I'm saying. They're drug dealers. They're getting 12, 13, and 14-year-olds that they don't have to ask their mom
into dollars.
They don't have to ask their mom to buy the game. They could just download it on Game Pass, right?
Right.
Play it for the 3 months.
3 months are up,
and then when their 3 months are up, they're like,
"Mommy,
oh no,
can't play no more."
Or like they get those Microsoft point card thingies.
Right.
And I just buy it after that.
Microsoft point thingies. And they're discounted as well, if I recall.
Yes.
That's while they're on Game Pass, I think.
Yes. So like your first hit is free, your second one is 30% off.
And also, who's still buying GTA 5 at this point?
I'm telling you, and when did the game come out? Tell me when the game came out.
I don't know.
Tell me.
2003? I don't know when the game came out.
What is it, 2014, 2013?
It's been almost 10 years.
Right. That's my point. There were kids that were 6 when this game came out that are now 16. They're buying the game.
Oh my God.
They're the ones buying the game, Andy.
We're never getting GTA 6 in
Andy,
our lifetime.
do you know? I just want to throw this one out here.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know this, but there are people currently on this planet in your very neighborhood, possibly on your block,
very well,
that were born after 2000 and have their own children.
Oh my God. That's terrifying.
Do you understand? GTA 5 they never have to make GTA 6 because
I know this.
Dads will be playing this game with their sons and their grandsons for the next 25 years. Easily. This is the new Super Mario Brothers.
You know, I heard a rumor of a GTA compilation of like the old PS2 games. Just saying.
It's the new Super Mario Brothers. I'm telling you, it's coming.
It's before they go in the vault, in the Take-Two vault.
Yeah.
They're going to release them for a month.
The Disney Vault. Yeah. Yeah, there are people that young.
Speaking about shit I used to eat when I was young.
Uh-huh.
The Hype Zone is entertaining as all fuck.
Oh, take us, sir, into the Hype Zone, please.
Did you see this story?
Nope.
About a PlayStation 5 McDonald's controller?
I sure did, Andy. I sure did.
I can't even with a straight face because IGN, for all the shit you get from people that you're a trash rag of an outlet, you can do good stuff. And the tagline for this, well, here's the article headline. There were no plans to ever release the McDonald's PS5 controller. They weren't loving it, is the tagline. Guys doing the Lord's work. So there was a whole big kerfuffle with this thing. Apparently, there was a controller with like a Big Mac and French fries and other stuff on it. And Sony was like, no, don't do that. We don't want that out. But apparently what happened was they never even approached them to make this concept of a PlayStation 5 McDualSense, as it's called. And the world's a sadder place because this atrocity of a controller doesn't exist.
For fuck's sake.
It's just so goddamn ugly. And Steven, before we say goodbye.
Oh, no, we have the Facebook question of the week. Don't worry.
Yeah, before you get to that, I want to do a quick show and tell.
Oh, show and tell, folks. For those of you who are listening, I will describe the object.
It is about dating yourself and how old people are and
how old
we
are you, Andy?
And just how long I've been talking about video games in a semi-professional sense.
2013.
I went through some old shit
2010,
today.
I think.
Some old shit today.
Okay,
and I came across this.
What is it?
This is
E3
looks like a 2011 B-roll package.
Oh, it's a B-roll
June
package.
6, 2011, provided by Sony Computer Entertainment America.
Is that a VHS tape?
No, it's like one of those HD VHS thingamajiggies.
Oh my.
Whatever the fuck this is, I don't know what plays this thing.
My. What in the Sam hell is that thing?
It's an anti-static LID telephile BCT 40SR.
That is not a USB drive.
No.
That is not a thumbstick.
I don't know what would play this, but it is in excellent condition. And I remember some guy handed it to me while I was talking to Ed Boon at the Sony party in 2011.
Oh, wow.
At E3. And
aren't you fancy?
I was like, why did I keep this? I was never going to use this in any capacity. Yeah, by what? By Shuhei?
Yeah.
Exactly. By Herman Hulst? By Mark Cerny? By Mark Cerny?
Shuhei.
By Jim Ryan? Can you autograph my B-roll, please? But yeah, I thought that was kind of cute.
That's a really cool thing.
Blast from the past.
Yes. Andy.
Question of the week. Tell me.
If you went on a blind date, right?
Oh, wow.
You're single. Ready to mingle. You're waxed, vaxxed, and ready to go, right?
I love it. I love it.
You ask your date, what's your favorite video game of all time? What video game does your date have to say for you to get up and walk away and never call them again? That is the question of the week.
That is, see, that I want to put that into the podcast interview rapid fire question. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I want you to read some answers while I think of my own answer.
Thorn says Minecraft.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer.
Because they're too young for you, bro. Tracy says no feelings about games, but if it was a book that she hated, she'd be all over that. And now I'm curious to know what book someone would have to say. Bryce says Dark Souls.
Wow.
Because I don't know. Miss Envy says Candy Crush.
Wow. It's going right for the casual market.
This is my favorite answer here. Curtis says Breath of the Wild. Unless she is smoking. Then there's more talking. Katia Versa Fontana says Metal Gear Solid. Very upset about this.
Oh, shit. Not Metal Gear Survive? That's a better answer.
Yeah, I know. Corey says anything on the Virtual Boy. Sorry, but you must be blind if you think those are good games. Now, what's wrong with a blind person? Why are you being an ableist prick, Corey? Piece of shit. Being all ableist and whatnot. My mother-in-law chimed in having no idea what the question means, so that's cool.
She just said potatoes.
She said, "What in tarnation does that mean?" Love my mother-in-law. Love that she comments on our Facebook posts and Duel, Facebook.com/DS.
I love how she's in the group.
She's in the group for some reason. Let's see. Stevie says Farmville. If that's your favorite game, like I kind of want to play Farmville. I kind of want to play Farmville.
Okay.
Jimmy Fitz says FIFA 2021. Ain't nobody got time for gambling addicts.
Right.
Missed Enough, aka Matt Murray, says any gotcha game. So I mean that's a very wide.
It's a lot.
A wide
so
array.
Someone just Genshin Impact, he'll just put a knife through their face.
Right. Then there was a whole conversation between him and Thorn about Magic the Gathering Arena, which I guess is just about getting crystals to get more packs. Now, in our chat, Vegas says Madden. Favorite game of all time, Madden. Tracy answered the question, Atlas Shrugged is the book that she would get up and walk away.
Oh, we did a book version of this.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Atlas Shrugged. Miss Envy says, I play Stardew, and it's the same thing. No, it is not. No, it is not. Stardew at least has story. And interesting characters. Farmville was the first ever Facebook game that everyone got addicted to. Just making your crops and selling your stuff and making a bigger farm. God, that game was terrible. So what's your answer, Andy?
Oh my God. I feel like I want to go like right into a FIFA or a Madden or any kind of like sports thing.
Okay.
Because I feel like video games offer so much and your favorite is like FIFA.
Right.
Or like a Madden.
Right.
I think I'm going to go current Call of Duty. Call of Duty. If you say that whatever current Call of Duty is out there is your favorite game of all time, you know what? I'm going to take that back.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto. We'll say 5.
If GTA 5 is your favorite game of all time,
yeah, I'm walking away.
You're walking away.
That's some basic ass shit.
That is basic.
It's like the most basic.
That is super basic.
Yeah.
For me, this is a very special answer. Because I have never met a person who this is their favorite game that they didn't already give me bad vibes and bad juju. And I didn't already want to slap them right in their mouth. Like, so if I saw these people in a group,
right,
there's a good chance I'm doing mosh pit swinging to try and knock somebody out. Can you guess the game based on that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think, because like a lot of games don't stir a lot of negative emotion from you that I can think of.
Oh, okay.
Is it owning an Xbox that makes you want to?
No. So Buzz says probably something on Xbox. No, you're wrong. You're wrong, Buzz. It's not Halo. It's not Gears. If somebody tells me that their favorite game is Super Smash Brothers, I'm walking away.
Oh.
They are the worst people.
Can I change my answer? Is what I want to say.
That fan base is the single worst fan base of any.
I don't know what it is.
Community of all time.
They're very aggressive people.
They're aggressive. They are sweaty.
They are a sweaty bunch. I mean,
and I don't mean like, well, I guess physically sweaty. Yeah, but also
I just
that's a generalization, Buzz. We're not going to say general. We're not going to generalize. Although they did have that big issue.
I really think what it comes down to ultimately for this whole question is a person that treats one game as like every game. Like this is the only game that exists and matters to me.
Specifically Melee, by the way.
Yes. Nothing else counts. No other games. I live and breathe and eat and shit
Melee.
This game.
Eat shit and sleep Melee. Like no. The world has so much better to offer you in the world.
Right.
That's my answer. Andy, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. Did you have fun? I had fun.
I had a lot of fun.
I think so.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you want to follow us on social media, we are at dual_screens on Twitter and at dual screens on Instagram. That's right. No underscore on there. I think.
I see your buddy Jabberjaw in the.
Yes.
He's already firing up that 90-minute queue. That 90-minute queue for Split.
Ready to go. Let's do it. I'm at Batchow27. Andy's at Pants Guy. If you want to join our Facebook group, it's facebook.com/groups/DS podcasts. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in live on twitch.tv/dual-screen-streams. I love you. And as always, please be excellent to each other.
Bye, guys.